All right, so we were having some technical difficulties there. So I think you can just see this is quite a mystery. But there is a high probability that Rupa Goswami, when he discovered Govindadev, also at some point may have noticed that the deity itself is not made from a black stone, but rather from a brown stone. The deity has then been colored black, and the probability is very high that that brown stone came from within Vrindavan. And having discovered that, then the same arrangements were made for Jiva Goswami's deity. Later, Kaviraj Goswami's Vrindavan Chandra made in the same way. And there are some other deities at Radha Damodar, which were worshipped by personalities like Bhugarva Goswami and others. And it appears that those deities were also made in this brown stone. So the gap between the time of the Goswamis and their followers and the original deities established by the king of Mathura and his mother, that's a 4,500 year gap. And now it's another 500 plus year gap, and we discover that the deities are originally brown. And guess what? Yes, we have the same thinking. And on my return to India, I'm going on the search out in Kamban to find a quarry, maybe even the same quarry, where all this stone was taken from, and then arranged to have a deity of Krishna made from the stone of Braj. So,
I just want to mention, Guru Maharaj, that I did some research. I couldn't put the pictures, I couldn't give you the pictures because they were so low resolution pictures, but Haridev, Govardhan, is brown.
Yes.
And also Manasi Devi, Govardhan. She's also brownstone.
Yes. Yes. So we had, I had seen, like I said, when my computer was lost, I'd been collecting some pictures. And so that's, it's amazing. That's sort of a mystery. We're unraveling that mystery. It's quite, it's quite wonderful, I guess. I like discovering things, And this discovery took a while to kind of fully manifest itself, but it became very clear when Govinda Dev himself started manifesting the brown color, and it was obvious. But now I'm going to put this picture back on the screen because any devotees that are going to go over to the Jaipur temple, Govinda Dev temple in Jaipur, and have a darshan of Govinda Dev, well, let me put on this one. You're not going to see this Govinda anymore. Here you can see the brown is wearing off the face, which receives the most chandan taken off, on and off, rubbed on, put on, rubbed off, put on, rubbed off for hundreds of years. And the color comes off. You're not going to see that now. What you are going to see is this. They've repainted the deity, but I hesitate to say paint, because these temples are quite traditional and usually only organic material, so some sort of organic mixture, which would entail charcoal, oil of some sort, and possibly something else to finally give it a drying and a hardness effect. But the deity has been recolored. You can see under the eyes and things. But even then, I look at this picture and I go, I'm not quite sure, because it's hard to see. There's just so much chandan on the face and everything like that. There almost, it seems to appear to be some brown underneath that chandan on the forehead. But presumably, we're saying the deity has been refurbished, so to speak, recolored.
Yeah.
So if you'll notice in maintaining, and this deity has been maintained and except for the time the deity was in the vault under the ground in Vrindavan for 5,000 years. So in maintaining a deity over that long a period of time, then many things have to be taken into account.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that was the clincher. When I saw that Govinda was brown, then I knew we were on to the right track, and that these original deities installed by the king of Mathura and his mother were indeed made from stone from the greater Braj, the greater Brajamandal.
One thing I just discovered, Guru Maharaj, is that actually Uta wasn't the mother of Vajranabha. She was the aunt. She's the mother of Parikshit.
Right, that's what I thought. That's what I was thinking.
And she was the only person that had seen Krishna with her own eyes, because Vajranabha is a great grandson. He never saw Krishna. So when he made Govinda, Gopinath, and Madan Mohan, it says that Uttara said that Govindaji resembled Krishna's face, and Madan Mohan resembled the navel down to his lotus feet, and Gopinath resembled Krishna from the neck down to his navel. She mentioned that to him.
Yes, I read that many years ago, and I believe part of that, if you're reading the same narration, says that she would come to observe the progress of the work of the Shilpi when she came before the deity which was being made. When she covered her head, the work stopped. She covered her head because Krishna was there. That was Krishna. So then they stopped the work. So yeah, quite amazing. Behind all the flowers and the fancy dresses and all the chandan, you can hardly see Krishna. It's like the decorations, but that's the way of the
early morning. You can.
Yeah, if you go to the temples or the pujaris, they're the ones. If you really want to see the beautiful form of Krishna, then you want to aspire to be a pujari, because the pujaris are bathing Krishna, and it's certainly. And it's certainly another thing. I mean, I have to say that, the Krishnas are the same. We can say that a deity made today in Jaipur, installed in the temple with all proper procedure and pure devotion and the holy name and blessings of the Acharya, that is Krishna. But there's no comparison to the deities they make today and the deities they made hundreds of years ago and 5,000 years ago. There's no comparison. They're just exquisite, and each one is so distinctly different. I was searching. I think we do have that picture. Where is it? Let me see. Do I have that? Yeah, I think it's this one. Look at the top knots. Look at the top knots. I mean,
especially Vrindavan Chandras.
Oh yeah, it's just I marvel at Vrindavan Chandra all the time.
Yeah,
just absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. In this picture on the screen, you can't see Damodar's top knot, but it is also very amazing. With the little deity of Krishna in the middle, look at the size of his top knot. So. Whereas today, when deities are made, they're very, very generic. Yeah. They have one model and they just knock them all out, so to speak, like that. It's become a commercial enterprise. And deities are bought on the market, just like bead bags or japamalas or something. But in the old days, there were no markets where you could go and just buy tulsi malas or just go and buy a deity, and these things have all been commercialized, and they really haven't been commercialized by pure devotees either. They've been commercialized by merchants, whose main concern is their profit margin. However, even in Vrindavan, there are some famous mukutwalas there and deity makers, and about 25 years back, I went kind of behind the scenes in Vrindavan, and I had requested a set of Gaurni Thai, a Mahaprabhu deity to be made in Vrindavan. And I was taken behind the scenes, and I was shown all the old models of the various deities of Radha and Krishna, particularly Radha and Krishna. And they were all very unique, very special. There were, particularly as concerns Radharani, were a variety of poses of Radharani to accompany Krishna. Whereas nowadays, what lines the shelf is just kind of one generic or two generic poses. And you pick the one you like, and that's it. But and that's because they just don't want to put in the time to make these varying details and all this type of thing. You know?
One thing you pointed out before is some of these old deities of Krishna. The Tribhanga pose is so amazing that somebody with a body like ours could never do such a pose.
You'd be in contraction.
Totally.
If you tried to stand like that, yeah.
But it's done in such a way, it's so smooth and it's charming.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Whereas today, the deities that are made are barely curved at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Krishna's foot is crossed over the other, and that's about it. But there was really a lot of special, and they just didn't go to a market and buy something. Somebody was supervising each deity that was being made. They were very particular, whether it was the king in Uttara way back in the day, 5,000 years ago, or Rupa Goswami or Kaviraj Goswami. They didn't just say, "Oh, I want to worship Krishna. Well, let me bop on down to the bazaar and buy a deity and take it from there." No, they were very, the selection of the stone, where it came from, how everything about the deity, very, very special.
Even the Shilpa Shastra says that stone is either male, female, or neuter, according to the sound it makes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, in South India, it's not all lost.
No.
We were very fortunate that the deities we prepared in South India, Lord Narasingha and Gaur Gadadhar and all these things it's shameful that the art and the I guess you'd have to say the care in Vrindavan has been greatly diminished from what it previously was. All right, so that's what we're showing and discussing is the history of the mystery of the Leela of Damodar. And at Radha Damodar Temple, the Goswamis, for reasons of their own, have decided to let Damodar remain the color that he is. And here you can see his hands, his face. And if you're there for an evening darshan, especially in summer, just before the deities take rest, you'll see that he is a beautiful, effulgent brown color from top to bottom. So maybe in the years in the future, he will manifest a black color again, but until that time, if you have the opportunity, go to Radha Damodar for the last artik, which is generally around 9:30, sometime like that, depending on the season. Go to that last artik, and you'll see a wonder, a mystery before your very eyes. All right, Shri Shri Radha Damodar ki jai, Radha Govinda Dev ki jai, Go Premanandi Hari Hari.
Hari Bol.